Green salutations, Rattlers. Man, this basketball game a little tight. No, I don't know about you. I'm kind of got one eye over there, one eye trying to be over here. Trying to be, mindfully paying attention, right? And y'all can tell, checking the background to see the audio works. It definitely does. But little Uncle Mo over here, look like he might be whipping it up on the grill. My mom's very proud of me. I left my FAMU grilling stuff downstairs. I don't have them. I do have FAMU grilling supplies. But up 6, 8 minutes left, right? It's on SWAC TV. You watching your computer like me. Or, just keep out over here, But we're gonna talk about Uncle Mo running through FAMU, and got some good momentum going on over here. You already know what's up, what it's always about to be. Fangs Up.
Yeah, baby, you know what time it is. Now let's get it started.
Are you kidding me? Unreal!
While our HBCUs are mostly known for academic rigor, community, they also know how to turn up.
Does he have it? Yes, he does! And that might be the knockout punch.
All right, greetings, salutations. Hopefully everything's good for you and yours. Hey, get the grill going, flip it over, get it ready. Uncle Mo's on the ones and twos, man. You can call him Uncle Mo. For those who don't know, man, momentum. So if you haven't watched Dick Vitale in the past, he likes to, when a team gets on a nice little run on a college basketball game, you'll be talking about Uncle Mo. So FAMU got a little momentum, Rattlers. Got every good reason to feel good about what's going on over here. And some. So there we go. Try to keep the FAMU faithful excited. Hopefully y'all watching the basketball game. I need that extra couple points, man. Like, we need to win this game. We are bad. I need a good plies meme going today, man. So, but if you are so inclined, look, new president Zach Ansley talked to him the other day, man. Try to do some things on Rattler Boosters. Definitely invited him to come over to the show. So don't be surprised if we have him on. Over 100,000 in annual support, man. So Rattler Boosters, a smaller number, but mighty in power. They have done a lot. They assist with 220 Club, do a lot. So if you are feeling froggy, want to make that jump, join the Rattler Boosters. What's up, Mary 305? What's up, Gail? And look, you watching basketball game too? All right, look, I got one eye on them. We up 6. I need us to win, man. I need us to win badly. So also catch tomorrow, St. Clair and myself. It's just us. We are going to be talking a little bit about this recruiting class. And he was actually there today at the event. So I was excited about that. So, good times. Great to see some folks there. What's up, little baby? Good to see you there as well, man. So, but yeah, St. Clair got some audio. You also got to hear him if you caught Vaughn's audio too. So, and don't forget, trying to do a little something for the track team still. So, that girl, she had a nice little hezzy. Yeah, we definitely followed her. But feel so inclined, $1, $5, $10, whatever you want. Get to the track team, try and do something. We're gonna see what's up, man. And exactly, we need this win bad. Like, we shouldn't be struggling like that against them. We'll get to softball in a second. But what's up, man? Good to see you there. Now I will say this: loaded weekend. FAMU bowling, they doing a little something Thursday through Sunday, so literally the whole weekend. Look for that online. If you haven't followed them on social media, especially the YouTube channel, definitely do that. We need 70, 80,000 FAMU alumni. We need y'all to subscribe, because if you subscribe, then all of a sudden they get over a certain number, they're monetized. That's all we need. We just need them to get there where they need to be. Also, track programs, just talks about them. They're gonna be up there in the Chicago area Friday through Saturday. And women's basketball is playing right now. 7 minutes of change. We got the ball back. We need this win. That's it. Some pressure. We need this win. I will say this. Just looking at this game, right? We keep saying about size and whatnot. I'm seeing this. Like, we're a better team than they are as far as FAMU being Prairie View. Should be able to win this game, but you seeing, like, there's some times we can dominate them in the paint, but the other times you just nah. Yeah, but and look, we see DQ. We got one in there. Look, they up 10. FAMU trying to extend the lead. I got on computer too, so that way, can't even get mad at me. If you showing the game, like, nah, I ain't showing the game, man. But I'm definitely hoping we get this dub right here. Ooh, she pulled from 3, and she almost got it. Rebound game. If FAMU can score here, this game might be over. Like, I'll put that there. Like, yeah, I don't know if y'all saw it. Gave it to the big girl in the middle. Like, 11 just came through and did her thing, man. So, as mentioned, though, softball. And look, we in the competition. We in league, Fat Mouse Sports. After you watch this, head over there, man. Catch them. Don't forget, Fangs Exchange moves to Tuesday. So it's a load of night Tuesday. It's too much. I can't do all that. It's Penalty Talk. The Fat Mouse Sports has their show. And then you also have Fangs Exchange on Tuesday night as well. So y'all get a whole, like, plethora of stuff going on there. Now, softball, I did say I was coming back to it. I couldn't leave it there. Start off the season. I'm excited for this Campbell tournament, and I'm happy for that. They also got something in Hampton tomorrow. Actually, supposedly, unless they change the schedule, they're supposed to be playing Hampton tomorrow. So we'll see. It's the neutral site. It's supposed to be. So otherwise, some good times going on, man. So hey, good looking out for the bowler team. Hey, man, I'm just saying, man. I definitely did benefit, man. I definitely benefited him as far as subscribing. So I subscribe myself, not just asking y'all to do something I ain't do myself, just like with the win with Quinn. I definitely did that as well, man. So Hampton, Howard, not Hampton. Okay. Good catch on that one. Yeah. So and then the men's basketball, they're up on Saturday. Got like a doubleheader that day. So, got Texas Southern. And then Monday, they catch Prairie View. So, Super Bowl Sunday, we are definitely going to be watching that. So, no show Sunday. Catch Terrell Jennings. Can we get over 70? Look, baby, I'm looking. Like, this game is showing me the benefit of having just a little bit of size. Like, if Coach Pressure can make it through this year, I think she's definitely got to look to recruit more size. Like, just kind of in watching this game, you see the benefit of having, that dribbler that can move, right? But you really seeing how that size in the middle. Ooh, that was a nice shot. How that's helping. And these girls got a little confidence. They smell it themselves. They got their right guard on, like Unc sitting up there in the corner acting funny, like, yeah. And I see Venom up there. And she got a steal. Little mama got her one. She gonna get it coast to coast. There you go. Yeah, FAMU's got this one in the bag. Unless the bottom falls out. And yes, little baby, to answer your question, FAMU got 70, 18-point ball game. Hey, it's a nice day for a win. Like, talk nice to me, might be back, man. So, and hey, it's a win. So, win is a win is a win is a win. There go that little blonde-headed lady. But mentioning blonde-headed ladies, the FAMU basketball team camp. Be there, be square, get your teams ready, man. Don't know what to tell you. Look, you got time to get your funds together. So, get your money right, have your coin straight, pass the hat at church. Let's get it going, man. And is it me or is the crowd a little thick for a Thursday? It might be. I mean, it's the good and the bad of basketball season, right? Ain't nothing really on. Like, you start thinking about TV wise. I mean, unless you just like me and like moonshiners, just nothing on television. Like, you might as well get out there, support the team. I will say going forward, I definitely would love to see us do some developments as far as we found that girl. I would love to have some dorms closer to campus again. You know, I think you miss having that patty foot and those other dorms where the students literally walked to the arenas. I almost said Lawson, but I mean, there was a time they could walk to Lawson, but also walk into Gaither as well. So, but that's just me. I'll leave that there. I won't fuss about it too bad. If y'all didn't catch it though, it was a great time. If you got like a little 30, 45 minutes of your time, right? Quinn Gray, he's out there and he had met with the media today, talk about that new recruiting class he got coming in, gave y'all some confirmation that his quarterback is coming. So, you know, so that's all I needed with that. She crossed up real nice, like, I ain't like that shot though. Wasn't a fan. But before y'all forget, I ain't seen no season ticket information come up for it yet, so you can't get mad at me. But the schedule is out. We do start with Albany State. You already know. I'll say this. I will say we missing a small one on this one. So we should at least open it up to have people put a down payment on season tickets. Like, you know, a 50 will get you in, you know, $100 holler, something. Like, we definitely need that. Like, she went out of bounds, definitely. But I think having something where people could put a little down payment on season tickets, great idea. Just putting that out there into the ether, especially for those that are renewing. That's something that you're seeing other schools kind of already start. Put that out there and maybe even have something where you partner somewhat with the boosters. I don't know what you want to do with them. That's between you and the boosters. Set that up though. You know, make that have something that makes being a booster meaningful, you know. So the question was, one, how much would it cost the university to have a jitney circle around the campus? You are definitely from South Florida saying that word. If I didn't know people from South Florida, I would not know what you're talking about. But our favorite holiday for those who are athletically inclined is always National Signing Day. So shout out Dennis and all the students and the whole crew who did this little design here. I love it, man. The little Venom thing. Like, I know some of y'all talking crazy about my boy, but we can't undersell the fact that National Signing Day thing, it looks nice. It's decent. So let's see. Can we get that there? All right. There we go. Keep me big, make that small. So that way, I just think it looks better. You did get a quarterback, though. So got a couple of them. So, I'll be nice today. We'll keep them big, make me small, right? So 6'3", like 230, Alabama State. So we got 3, but I didn't put the other one on there because, you know, they took his stuff out there. But the QB room looks solid. We did see that the kid from Reigns ended up going to Morgan. So if you ask questions, what happened to him? He's going to Morgan State. Not a surprise, not a shock. Slight disappointment, but I think you made up for it. I mean, I'm looking at what you got coming in. I do like this kid, James Hayes. I'm solid on that. Then this one right here, Jalen Johnson from right across the border, Thomas County Central, 6'2", 228. I ain't gonna lie. I'm with you. Look, that quarterback room should be hyped up. No guarantees for Knowles. I like that too. And I think we actually get a quarterback battle for the first time in a few years. So, you know, just saying, man, learn about the jitneys in corporate America. Duval. Okay. Look, that thing got me on that one. A running back, though. Look, just saying. St. Thomas Aquinas, Jaden Desir. St. Thomas Aquinas produced Michael Irvin. A lot of NFL talent. Like, one of the things you heard Quinn talk about, players who came from winning programs. You see that in Johnson, winning program. You see that here at Desir, winning program. Also, some schools with a little bit of academic chops. I mean, Normally, you get a guy at St. Thomas Aquinas. He's pretty good as far as qualifications, right? Then you got a running back from Vanderbilt coming in after graduating from Vanderbilt. That's meaningful. Like, I don't know about you, that means something to me. But just say it, man. Chase Gillespie, local kid. I like it. I like the addition. I think this running back room is just deep. I think just overall, I'm not overly concerned about what I'm seeing from some of the rankings from other places, but I do want to see what some of these schools added. But when I look at what FAMU has, what they brought back just in the transfer portal and from the transfer portal, and then bring that with what they have in high school, I think FAMU's in a good position. Like, just looking at the roster, running back room, really deep, quarterback room's deep, receiver room, I don't know where some of these kids are going to play at. Like Jalen Lurie, kid from Florida High. You can see 6 foot 185. Not huge. I'm cool with it. Another guy, 6 foot 165, Mike Peterson Jr., transfer from UF. I like that. I like the offer. 165. I want to see that 40. Like that kind of weight, you're pretty fast. Another one, 5'11, 190, Albany State. So he knows the offense. He knows what Quinn expects. He's one with Quinn. Another kid from solid program. Then from Mandarin, we know some guys over there. Friend of the show, James Coleman. Good program over there. Jacksonville, look, I don't want to hear too much from y'all Duval Rattlers over there saying we don't come over there. Like, you look at this roster, we got a few guys from Duval. We dabbled in the Tampa area a little bit. But Duval and South Florida, oh, y'all definitely were well represented in this recruiting class, as well as the Big Ben. 6'2", 180. I like the size there. 6'1", 195, Joseph Young. I'm just saying, like, I'm loving this. I expect some of these kids aren't going to play this year, but I don't know. I don't disagree. That's something I thought it was just me. So I'm glad I'm not the only one that's kind of thinking that some of these students are going to be red shirts and maybe they can get a little time and get their grades. Like, oh, she just fell out of bounds. But that's just me. I think some of these students are going to come in here and they might compete, but give them a chance to redshirt. Give them that year to get acclimated to college, get acclimated to being at FAMU. Let them get at least in the weight room. Let them compete, right? And I think you give these kids about a year or two, especially out of high school. Hopefully they don't hit the portal. I'm thinking something similar to Lil Baby. Like, can we keep those kids? Can they stay? I'm solid with it. Tight end room, 6'3", 245. Xavier Herndon. So from Albany State, it's a good get. FAMU won the basketball game by 19. So I had to stop listening. I couldn't talk and listen. Not going to work. Didn't work, but FAMU won. So we back to winning. That's all I need. But another kid, he's won with Quinn. Now we want him to win with Quinn. So I'm here for it. Another tight end from FAU, 6'4", 218. I wonder how much is he a tight end versus he's kind of like big body receiver. Which one is he? And Coach Pressure getting the dub. That's what I need. Thomas Young. What's it, Thomas or Tamez? I'm just saying, man. Like, look, there are folks on the staff who now have a deep connection with people at Duval High School, including Mandarin, who coincidentally wear orange and green. I'm just saying, Now, I did want a few more guys on the offensive line. I didn't think we lost a lot, but I don't know how many we gained either. But offensive lineman, Corbett Yarborough, Fleming High School. Okay. I believe that's down there in South Florida area, Then on the defensive line, we got defensive end, Terrell James, Murray State. Okay. 6'3", 214. That reminds me of Isaiah Lamb. Like, just the size. Can he 214? I said 18. me speak that into existence. Just saying. Defensive line wise, I'm okay with it. Like, could I have used one or two more? Absolutely. Am I happy with what we got? Right now, I'm hoping for more. Hey, y'all president of the game. I see you, Marvel. There for the dub. Y'all better get a win. Okay, I see you, President Johnson. Over there cheering on the Rattlers. Then you come over here to the interior line. I asked for it. I can't even lie. I asked Quinn. I didn't ask him directly, but I said on the show, I want a defensive lineman, defensive tackle. 6 foot, 310 from Miami Northwestern. I ain't mad at it. That's what I wanted. I wanted a big boy in the middle that clog up the middle. And I love his energy. I don't know if y'all seen the video. He is an energy guy. I don't know if he quite has the makings of being a Nayron Jenkins, but he could be your energy guy. And if he can bring that refinement, I'm just saying, this was one of my favorite ones. Little baby, I'm with you. Like, I don't know how long he stays at FAMU, but if he makes the most of it, yeah, great opportunity, great way to reestablish a pipeline to Miami, like in one of the better schools. Like, I agree. I think the crowd will love his energy as well. So I'm just saying, like, this one, I liked him, man. So in one of our inner city schools in here in Miami. Yeah, we know about y'all. Look, everybody know about Miami Northwestern, we know about Northwestern, Carroll City, Central, we know about those. A lot of folks don't know as much about like Killian and some of those other schools, but yeah. Now this one, another guy from Albany State, defensive line, 6'1", 265. I like it. Like, is he as big as my boy from Miami? No. Does that mean he can't play defensive tackle? No, I mean, that's like the size of a Warren Sapp. Am I comparing him to Warren Sapp? Absolutely not. Am I saying size-wise, there's a measurable there? Yes. And if he can come in the middle, give us something, I'm interested to see that. I want to see what our base defense is going to look like. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a 4-down front opposed to a 3-down situation, but we'll see there, man. I see my boy Ronnie Mack in the background. Shout out, Ronnie. He's at the basketball game tonight. So, but I like it there. I see you there. Now, the linebacker room, this linebacker room is going to be a problem. Like, because it's competitive. This guy right here, 6'4", 225 from Syracuse. I'm just saying like this. I know in high school, I believe it said he played edge. I want to see Kenny come down and get on that line every once in a while. Like Caden Brown from Syracuse transfer. I'm excited about him. That's another one. I like the size, the 6'4", the ability for a guy to play both defensive end, potentially play defensive end and linebacker. That excites me because that's a guy where I can set you up in some defensive formations, right? In which you show that you're a linebacker, then all of a sudden you put your hand in the ground and you're all of a sudden you're an edge rusher. That's a level of versatility that I enjoy. I like versatile players. I like versatile things. And I see Coach Pressure talking the talk right now. But I enjoy that. That's something that I definitely want from our team. Another linebacker from Alabama State, 6'1", 205, close to the lighter side, but is he more of a coverage linebacker? Can he slip into safety? Again, I just talked about how I like a little bit of versatility. Versatility doesn't just mean coming down to the line. It also means, for me, being able to play in coverage. Denzel Johnson, can he do a little something? Can he show us a little something? Alabama State's defense wasn't bad last year. Like, were they what they were in the past? Nah. But were they good? Yeah, they were still good. Now, this one right here, I like him too. Omari Kinsler, 6'4", 205. I like the height of these linebackers. Like, all of a sudden, you got a couple linebackers that are really disrupting the passing lane. Like, that's two linebackers that are above 6'2". They're 6'4". And if they're legitimate 6'4" linebackers, man, throwing over the middle is not going to be as easy against FAMU. And you start looking at it where these guys, again, maybe on some obvious pass downs, they come down and blitz. Or, hey, with him, 6'4", 205, drop back in coverage, you got to throw that ball a little bit higher to get over that linebacker that's 6'4". Maybe that can cause a turnover, right? So I'm just interested to see, man, how is this going to work out, man? I forgot to turn on comments, my bad. Another one, 6'1", 205, South Florida, baby, Chaminade Madonna, tradition-rich football program, always in state championships, pretty much. Good get. Like, normally, academically, you don't have questions. Like, I'm noticing a pattern here. Like, I'm noticing a pattern with our coaching staff. I like it. Now, with the backfield there, Jason DeClono, 6'1", 185, East Tennessee State. I like the size. I was pretty comfortable with our secondary for the most part. And then this one, Miami Palmetto, Winton Jones Jr. I'm excited for him. Like, I like our recruiting class. So, went over the recruiting class that they posted on social media, right? I'm pretty sure we'll get some more. Not saying we'll get some more in the next 2 days, 3 days, but I'd be very surprised if before the season starts, we don't have another addition or two, especially offensive, defensive line, right? Like, this is a good job to me by Quinn Gray. I think what he's done is, I don't want to say he's addressed all the needs of the team, right? I think he's got some ends on some other players on the defensive line, maybe even the offensive line. But I think Lil Baby said about the quarterback room. I have no complaints. Like, was I disappointed we lost one and two of our quarterbacks? Yeah, absolutely. But then when I turn around and I look at what he brought in, I feel like the floor is at least where it was. Like, just saying, April 4th, let's go. Hey, I'm just saying, like, I'm here for it. The running back room surprised me. I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't think we would add that many running backs. Consider the running backs you brought back. I was like, running back room's kind of full, and it's still on swole. So that's gonna be interesting to see if some players are escorted towards the transfer portal, or kind of how this plays out. The receiver room's packed. I don't think there's any space to recruit any more receivers. I mean, especially if you get an ace back, you get 2-3 more receivers. You got Burris coming back. I mean, right there, you brought in 5. I can name 7 off the top of my head. So, I mean, looking at those, you have 7, 8 receivers I can think of. So that's going to be interesting to see just how this works, right? Because one of the things we did hear Quinn say was, we also like to run the ball. Like, he's not hiding from the fact that he anticipates having a multifaceted offense. He's not just going to be singly focused. It's not going to be the Gulf Coast offense where everything's just so much throwing, all of that. I don't think it's going to be that. This is going to be a physical football team. I think you're going to see some interesting stuff. And there you go. I think that's huge when you start looking at, can they catch? Because that was the problem last year. Like, last year, some of it was due to injuries. Some of it was just due to rhythm. Can they catch? And if the receivers can catch, it's going to be a scary team. What's up, Marvin? Like, this is one of those years, recruiting-wise, I'm not as nervous as I would be if things had been a little more the same, right? Like, and he says, if I'm correct, I'm seeing the QB coming in besides Mr. Knowles are 6 foot taller. Yeah. And I'll be honest, I love that he said Knowles is going to have to compete for the job, because I didn't think we saw the best Knowles against FAMU. I mean, I'll say that. And I think Quinn Gray would agree with that. The Knowles that FAMU saw in that game was not the best version of himself that season. I think by the latter parts of the season, he was more comfortable. And as far as I know, he is a senior. But you could double check me, but I'm like 89% sure that he's a senior. But I think that's gonna be interesting. I think just kind of going forward, right? When it comes to Knowles, we know his height. Is this a opportunity for a young guy to break into coaching eventually? That's my question. Like, and you ready to see Parker and Lurie? Yeah. I want to see Parker. Let me see. Let's see. We'll go back through for those who missed. Okay, I'll say I want to see him get redshirted. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I want to see him get redshirted. That's the quarterback of Thomas County Central, Jalen Johnson, redshirt. I want him to kind of learn the system because I feel like him and the other quarterback from Atlanta, them two together, that's gonna be a problem. The running back room, I can see him get redshirted. I want to see him compete. I want to see Gillespie compete. I ain't gonna lie about that. That's one of the ones I want to see complete a little bit. I want to see what he looked like though. Lurie, I'm with you. I could see him redshirt. This one right here though, I want to see what Peterson's gonna offer. Like, is he going to be a guy that can kind of help us replace Goldie? What does Burris grow into? Is Ace going to be healthy, not happy? That's going to be an interesting thing to see. This another one. Does he become a possession receiver? Like, is he? What does the adjustment to Division I look like for him? Right. This one, I'm kind of cool with him redshirting. And guy from Florida Atlantic, another. Is he going to compete instantly? Like, those kind of some of my questions there. Tight end, I have no concern with the tight end room. I think FAMU's tight end room is swole. Like, we're talking about the receiver room, but the tight end room is pretty solid too. Because I mean, you brought back my boy Ritter too, and you brought in these two, which that's a solid recruiting room. I like the offensive line, but I always like offensive line. I wanted more. Defensive end, I'm cool with. I could have used another one. I like that we brought in two linemen. One is more of a true interior lineman. Thank you, JT. I'm with you. I want more on the trenches. I love this get though. Like that right there, I thought that was a huge get. But I also like getting him. I saw him play at Albany State. He got a little what for to him. Like, I'm with you. I do like both the tight ends. Linebacker right there scares me. That guy, like, the potential. Like 6'4", 225. Height, if he's got an ounce of speed, that's scary. Like, that's a guy that he could be a one and done to the portal, or he could be like, hey, I'm here 2 years. I found home, and could really turn this into an opportunity to go to another place that's professional. Like, these are the kind of guys that if you can get them to stay in and buy in, that can be a problem. Like, I'm just saying. I like this one, though. I like the Alabama State nature. I think it's a little light, but I want to see what it looks like. What does it look like in coverage? I like this guy. I do have a chip on his shoulder. I ain't gonna lie to you. 6'4", 205. He's a little light, but I feel like he gonna have a little chip on his shoulder. Coming from a place like Chowan, his first HBCU experience in a little minute, if at all. I like that one. This another one. I can see him redshirt, like let him grow into the system. I want to see him compete. 6'1", 185. Is that great size? No, it's a good size. Yep. This one right here, though, come on, man. South Florida guy. I want to see you compete. Like, just looking at our recruiting overall, I want to make sure we shore up the kicking game. Like, not saying that we don't. I'm just didn't see any kickers come in. Didn't see any long snappers come in. I know we lost a long snapper, but I'm just saying, man. And I'm with you too. I don't know about Bo. I've seen some things on socials where I'm like, I don't know, but I hope so. I liked Bo. You know, I know some of y'all was picking on Bo, talking about his speed, but I've been honestly saying, like, I think Bo was more of a, I don't want to say change the pace back. He was a balance halfback. There we go. Oh, using old video game terms. Bo was the balance back. And was he going to break away? No. But I'm just saying, man. And I agree. I don't disagree that some of them are going to play. I would love to see some of them redshirt if possible. But I agree. I think some of the young guys going to play. I think the position that's going to surprise more of us than anything is probably going to be quarterback. Like, I think the quarterback competition is going to be a lot closer than we give it credit. Like, I really think that just kind of looking at it, that's going to be interesting to see. Like, is FAMU going to be able to maybe get an upset, man? Because I'm with you. I think the quarterback room is going to be hungry. I think it's going to be an interesting competition just to see who's coming in, who's not coming in. And then with that, once you get to the spring game, how you divvy this up? Like, because that's something I want to see. Like, maybe some of these guys will change positions once the talent is further evaluated. Look, I don't disagree with that either, little baby. I thought about that too, because I was like, I know one of them they listed as a linebacker, then they switched it to a running back later on. So that's gonna be interesting. I just have a strong sneaking suspicion you're gonna add probably a good 3 to 5 more, and they're specifically gonna be in the trenches. And I'm with you. Like, he better bring it, because like I said, by season's end, he was solid. Yeah. But what I saw in the FAMU game, folks, oh my gosh, I was like, he was good, but he was reading half the defense. Like, he was reading half the field. He was rolling to the right, rolling to the left. But he had a good arm. But if what I saw from some of these other kids shows up on tape, it ain't gonna be as easy as he thinks it is. I think he wins out largely because he knows the season, or knows the schedule. The season schedule, playbook. That's what happens when you get sleepy. And I agree with you, JT. This is and this is where I'm going to come with this. Now, my question is off of recruiting. It's off of what you're bringing in. It's now, what are you implementing? Because I think one of the things we learned last season, just watching that, was defensively, it was an abject disaster. And it wasn't just a disaster as far as personnel usage. It was a bad scheme. Like, we saw how it just wasn't going to work. And I don't think we really truly adjusted, especially when you lost players like Westmoreland. Like, when you were like, all right, this ain't going to happen. It is what it is. I don't know if we made the necessary adjustments to our play calling. I don't know if we made the necessary adjustments with our personnel. So now this is where your defense coordinator comes in, because offensively, I'll be honest with you, I don't have a lot of questions with FAMU. Like, I have no questions about FAMU's offense, because honestly, last year I watched FAMU's offense and I was like, you're a quarterback away. You're a quarterback and some receivers, and then 2 receivers away. Like, if you had 2 consistent receivers on that offense and a consistent quarterback at the beginning of the season, because by the end of the season, RJ was better. He wasn't great, but he got better, right? I think if you had improved talent a little bit, you would have won another game or 2. But if you had improved coaching, you would have won 2 more games. Like, that was a salvageable coaching job. You just let it get away from you. Like, and Marvin's, you're absolutely right. There was no personal quarterback at all. And it was to the point where you could blitz and overload and still be like, not going to work. Like, some of it, the 3-down line front, I think, exposed itself to the point to where it's like, this isn't going to work. you're going to have 4 down linemen for some situations. You can't just assume that everybody's just going to drop and throw all over this offense. Like, you got to get and generate some type of pressure. And it's probably better at this point where you are football wise to do that with a 4 down front versus 3 downs. And you're going to have to really implement some different things, because just saying, when they did get home, they couldn't seem to finish that too. Like, it's just got to be something where tackling's got to become important. You have 250,000 reasons, really 300,000 reasons why you should at least get some tackling equipment, tackling donuts at the least. Like, you can't tell me that with the extra $3,000 to $5,000, you can't get enough tackling donuts to secure this team. Like, I don't think you'd have to spend 20 or 30. I think 3 to 5, you get the tackling donuts you need, and all of a sudden you have a better tackling team. Like, you're gonna have to reteach some things. You're going to have to relearn and unlearn some things. And I think schematically, you're going to have to, if you're truly all in, you're gonna have to make some things change. And I think coaching staff wise, that's a benefit, but it's just saying, because get something, because those air tackles, it was horrible. Like, you only had one person that could consistently tackle, and he got hurt. Like, outside of Nayron and maybe like 2 more pieces, wasn't a lot of guys that could consistently tackle. That in the jugs machine. I'm just saying, you're not wrong though. Like, every high school has a jugs machine for the most part. Heck, when I was in high school, we had a jugs machine at Lincoln, so it made a difference. Like, you put that ball on 80, you want to, you will figure it out and put a helmet on, because I was not chipping no teeth over no football, but yeah, you figure out how to catch a football. But I think it's just looking at the staff, looking at the makeup of it, look at the recruiting class. We've gone from the Jimmies and the Joes now. Like, now everything else is install. And so now you should start your conditioning in the next couple of days. I wouldn't say weeks. Next couple of days, spring conditioning should start. Like, if they ain't started yet, especially if they on campus, they behind. Like, the weight room is yours. Like, the weight room and the practice field, honestly. Like, this is the time of the year where if you can't get out there, get somebody to get out there and cut the grass and hit that practice field. It's better for you than the turf field anyway, especially on your body. Go hit the practice field, get your condition in. Like, this is where you start building up your tolerance to whatever is going to take place during the football season, because in 6 weeks, you're going to be in the thick of it. And then there's nothing worse than showing up to spring practice out of shape, because you literally are going to waste the first week of spring practice, and you only have about a month and maybe a month or some days. So for all the players that are in and that are already there, this is a time where you need to be conditioned. Like, you hate to say it, this is where you do the BS. Like, the stuff that you think is stupid that nobody else is doing is when you do that. When you hit the run and it's you and the receivers and y'all run around school and you just run around the perimeter of campus, safe parts. This is when you do that. Why? Because it builds your stamina, but it also builds collegiality. Like, this is that time of year where you do those things. You get in the weight room, and after you built up that stamina, then you put on that muscle and you start eating right. Like, now is the time for the shift. And it's going to be interesting to see which players take it serious, which ones don't, because you can see on this year's roster, I don't think it's going to be like last year. I'm going to say that in the nicest way possible. I don't think it's going to be a situation where guys are consistently making mistakes and they consistently keep staying on the field. Like, and I'm with you, Sam. I think the offense is going to be lethal this year. The receiver room's deep, but I think this running back room is going to be scary. Like, just look at the speed, look at the physicality you brought back, look at the physicality you brought in. I think we're sleeping on. I don't think this is going to be an offense where you're going to have 1,000-yard receiver. I'll say it like that. I think you may have a quarterback who throws for 2,000 to 3,000, but I think you'll be hard pressed to find 1,000-yard rusher. Like, where do I get my merch from? Oh, man, a little something anywhere, man. Academy, Sam's, the wife, mom. Like, the jerseys are from Hibbett. The you can't see them up there, but the pennants are from FAMU actually. So I moved the camera up, but you can see those pennants. That's FAMU. So they came down. Foam finger, that's from FAMU. The snake, believe it or not, what's the name of the place with the Swedish meatballs? I'm trying to remember the name of the place. It's here in Orlando too. IKEA. Yeah, I got the snake at IKEA. The sunglasses, they gave them away at FAMU, pom-poms. Yeah, man. Of course, those are all stuff. My wife got that. I bought the Kofi shirt. Yeah, man. So the merch comes from a little bit everywhere, man. So and not with all this. Don't expect on Rat Boys versus not today's football. I think if you get a 1,000-yard receiver, it's a Xavier Smith kind of guy. Like, Xavier was different. I ain't saying these receivers aren't different. What I am saying is these guys are going to be a good collection. And I think the advent of Burris getting in his second year, I think a healthy Ace, if, they're all coming back, that's fun. And I think you could definitely see an offense that, and I'm not gaslighting you when I say 8 wins. Who else on the east side of the SWAC? Like, it's a 3-team race. It's FAMU, not in any order, but it's FAMU, Alabama State, Jackson State. I think we're comfortable saying that. And I think Jackson State's got a new quarterback coming in. I could be wrong. We know the quarterback Alabama State's bringing back. But we also know what FAMU's bringing in. And I think it would be short-sighted for us to say that just because they're bringing something back and we had a bad season last year, that this year's going to be another bad season. Don't be victims. We definitely are. It's a good time to be hunting. And if you're a Rattler, it's hunting season. Like all season long. And okay, it is Lockhart. Thank you, Mr. Campbell. That's why I said I didn't know. Look, I'll tell you quick if I don't know something. Like, if I know it, I know it. If I don't, I don't. And the team will be defined by how well the middle plays on both sides of the ball. Oh, yeah. What's up, Kev? Hey. But I think I agree with that. I think much like last year, I'll say this. I think this year's team will be less dependent on how well the quarterback plays. I think last year's team, I was very to know what this quarterback does. It's going to really drive the offense because that's what we saw from Daniel Richardson, right? Like, Daniel Richardson really carried this team. Like, I don't think we appreciated how much Daniel Richardson did for that year. Like, without a Daniel Richardson there, as much as I would bang the table for Junior, I think if Junior starts that season, you're a 2 to 3 win season, if that. I think Daniel Richardson versus Junior was +5 wins. I think Daniel Richardson coming back this year would have been a loss of a game. I think he's a 6 to 7 win quarterback under the previous regime. I think under the Simmons or this regime, That's scary. And I don't think you got a guy that's necessarily Daniel Richardson caliber, but you got a guy who understands the offense, where the ball should go, and who's really in another year of this same offense, and he's got more weapons around him. Now, he did increase the talent that he's going against, but all of a sudden, and Hitman, I completely agree. Like, I wouldn't have said that last year. This year, yeah. Yeah. I think so, man. And so firsthand, I agree. And everyone's right. Need at least 2 more QBs ready to go. Just ready. I'm just saying. I honestly think this, I've said it's 8 for me at the least. I think the floor is 7. But I think with this staff, I'd be surprised if you don't pull in 1 or 2 more on the offensive and defensive line. But I could easily see this team being another Chennis Berry situation. Like, you're absolutely right. I completely agree. And I'll ask the question: do we owe Joseph Henry an apology? I'll ask it. I'll ask it. I think that's part of the equation, like, of the finality of the previous administration was it didn't matter the offensive coordinator, the results were the same. I think this year's team is going to be more, it's not going to be as familiar to us as FAMU fans. Like, if you're a true FAMU fan from a certain era, like Billy Joe era forward, you're not going to recognize this. I think if you are post Billy Joe era, like pre Billy Joe era, going back, oh, you're going to recognize this. This is going to be some of what you saw, the physical, like FAMU football was physical, but the defense was physical. Like, the defense, FAMU's defense was scary back in the day. Like, I don't think y'all remember, like, FAMU's secondary, they just were mean. Like, defensive line wasn't nice. Like, FAMU's defense, they just played with a whole lot of FU. Like, they just act like every day they were mad. Like, they were having fun. They would just wanted to knock jokers out. And the offense was just scoring a bunch of points. Like, thank you, Kev. Like, the defense was mobile, agile, and hostile. Like, I can see Coach Bogan's just talking trash right now. But I think you'll get back to that. I don't think you're gonna get as much as the finesse FAMU that we love. At Billy Joe era, we love finesse football. Like, it wasn't that it wasn't tough, but it was just high flying. We're fast. Like, the defense played fast, the offense played fast. We hit you. We'd have a physical running back too, but we were known for, like, really being aggressive. I ain't gonna say the aggression is gonna turn down, but I will say for those coming in there expecting to see the Gulf Coast offense, when I looked at Quinn last year, I didn't see a lot of that. I saw enough of it. I saw the influence, but I also saw I don't know if y'all saw that video with Coach Huff. I ain't gonna do it today all this time, but if you know, you know. And I like and it wasn't for me. Shout out to people who dropped it in the chat. I ain't gonna say no names, but he put up there, I don't call timeouts on him for the offense in the first quarter, first half. I think you get a lot more of that from Quinn. I think you'll get a lot more of, first half, we can slow it down. We can pick it up with offense. Defense, I got that for y'all. I think it's going to be a physical football team. I think you just look at the running back room. You already had your speed. You got some dudes who could scoot. You brought some physicality in that room. And that's why I say I think offensive line, defensive line, they having some tryout days and some walk-on days. Don't think that's only for FAMU students that are on campus. I'm just saying, I'm not saying these kids are not on campus, I should rephrase that. Don't think this isn't just for other folks. Like, I'm just saying, I don't know all the logistics. I don't know any information about that. I'm just saying, I wouldn't be surprised to see some additions come in later. There's some preferred walk-ons that are probably coming. Like, I would not be surprised because offensive, defensive line, I have faith that this coaching staff got some stuff coming, and it's gonna be interesting. That's just me. So they weren't. No. Wasn't no saving. No, they were having fun doing their thing, but nah. And honestly, we at a new place now, man. Like, I think you have the coach FAMU needed. And I'm looking forward to seeing him kind of come out there. He said it before. This ain't the same Quinn Gray. And he said, for anybody who missed it, he made sure you understand or understood this ain't the same Quinn Gray player, and this ain't the same Quinn Gray coach. This ain't his first national signing day at FAMU. It's his first as the head coach. But this is not Quinn Gray's first national signing day at FAMU. And I think the recruiting profile of what you saw shows that. And it shows somebody that has won a championship and expects to win another one. And someone who understands the limitations of FAMU, and that also understands that they got to continue to right some of the wrongs that weren't even Colsey's fault. That he's going to fight the same fights that Colsey fought, but he's going to fight them with more support. Like, I'm just saying. And look, he's on a mission. Not at all. He's better than that. Like, he ain't that same guy. All of whatever happened to the run. I don't think he can work at FAMU. I kept telling y'all, it's kind of hard to get a job in the state of Florida. And FAMU is very hard. Just saying, man. He was. he had that look like like he, looked like he was waiting on the barber like me. I gotta check and see if Fred in town tomorrow. I got some business Saturday morning, all day Saturday, but especially I gotta see if Fred in town because Quinn, he like me trying to let a wolf out a little bit. I understand, Coach. You wolf it out a little bit, you cut it down so the waves come in. You are not fooling anybody. Look, pretty boy, stand up. But this is gonna be a fun season, y'all. If you haven't already, if you can, think about getting your season tickets. It's gonna be a fun season. Am I guaranteed a championship? No, I can't say that. I ain't gonna lie to you, Gail. I don't even think paperwork gonna help. I think that's a done data. It's gonna take some finagling, maybe. I mean, if that's who they really want, it can happen. But we'll see. It's hard. The state of Florida is tough. I will say this before we get up out of here. Man, we talk a lot about what FAMU ain't got and what FSU got. Whoo. Be careful. I definitely I mentioned to somebody, we talk about debt and all this other stuff. Y'all saw that debt that got across the street? And a lot of that's from bonds. They made some money, but all debt ain't bad debt. But ooh-wee. I'm glad that's not an issue that FAMU is walking into, because I don't think that's something sustainable for a school like FAMU. But $400 million just for athletics, and it's hard. Just for me personally, 400 million. What does that do outside of the classroom? That's the question for me. I don't know. I don't know what it does. I do know that I'm glad FAMU's not in that situation right now, because had it been FAMU, y'all know we would have got drugged. And we would have been drugged publicly by people who are not FAMU people. They called it a little bit from non-FAMU people, but not the way we would have got it. Like, y'all know, if that would have been us with that kind of debt, we would have got a special meeting somewhere from somebody. I'm gonna leave that there. But yeah, be mindful, be watchful, because I mentioned to somebody, we talk a lot of times about FAMU not paying some bills on time. I don't think that's always just for the optics of not paying your bills on time. I think sometimes that's because folks want to make some of these improvements that we've said we wanted. But if you don't pay your bills on time, it's hard to get a loan. Just saying. Kind of looking back at it, I don't know how sad I am that FAMU hasn't floated some of these bonds. And that's just me being honest. But I'm also at a place where, will FAMU be allowed to grow like some of these other schools if we did float those kind of bonds? That's my question. So I'll open that out there. Leave that out there, man. Super Bowl, who you got? Who you with? Who I got and who I'm with. I'm with Terrell Jennings. I'm pulling for Terrell Jennings. I got Seahawks. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know, I ain't got none of that shade. None of that shay. As much as I like Terrell Jennings, I got the Seahawks. That's who I got. You go a different direction. What you want, that's fine. But if I had to put a little coin on it, I would put it on the Seahawks. And I don't know if it's going to be that close. Like, I don't think they're going to let the game get bad. But I think after halftime, depending on what the Bad Bunny because I will watch the halftime show. I'm sorry. I'm watching Bad Bunny. I don't care. I ain't going to understand half of what he's saying, but I'm going to watch it. But I think if it gets to the point where ain't nobody watching that game, hey, man. Hey, ref, you ain't got to keep throwing no flags. Like, I'm just saying, second half, I got to see what the plus is, because I can see the Seahawks plus 10. But New England got a heck of a coach. He's won with less. Like, when he was in Tennessee, he had nothing but a defense. He had some bad quarterbacks and won some games. But yeah, I'm with you on that one. Like, yeah. That plus 10, I think, is a solid number. I think if you can get that plus 10, you do something. Yes. I think it's going to be a mollywhopping. I think this might get ugly. This Seattle defense is mean. Yeah. So, and I'm with you. Look, I don't think the Seahawks guy can't coach, but I know the guy for the Patriots can. We've seen him. Them Titan teams some of the teams were not good. Like, when they let him go, it was like, you really getting rid of him? Like, he ain't got the best. He's making a lot with a little. He got some solid talent. Like, he got one receiver, even though, like, his last playoff game. But Denver wasn't even that good. They didn't have a quarterback. They had a third-string quarterback. You beat him by 3 points? Man, Sam Darnold. I'm just saying, man. Gray and Falk. I don't think can I say this and not be a hater? I don't have a lot of faith in Marshall Faulk. Like, and that's not his first season. I shouldn't say like the totality of his career, right? Um, I think he can do something, but I've said this when they hired him. Marshall Faulk to me is another Deion Sanders. He's just probably a little better at it, where he doesn't have the cachet and everything else. But I think Marshall Faulk is doing what Deion did. And he's saying, hey, man, let me start this HBCU. I get my first job here. I'm home. I can cut my teeth here. But I get a better job somewhere else in 2 to 3 years. If I can have some success here, I can go elsewhere and I can do something else. Like, yeah, Marshall Faulk is, yeah. I've seen some stuff. I've seen him develop talent. I will say this: one thing he definitely has over Deion is coaching experience. Like Deion had coaching experience like the high school ranks, but pretty much always as a head coach, never as a position coach. So I think somewhat that's a hamperance and a hindrance. I think when you don't have that experience of being a position coach, there's a lot more of what you're doing is idealism. Like when he's talking about size of defensive backs and everything else, he's looking for himself. Like he's like when he's talking about I don't like DBs that are under 6'1". So you don't like DBs that aren't you. Like I don't know if anybody else caught that. Like you don't like people that aren't you. Like unless they're extraordinary talents, you, speaking of Deion Sanders, don't want somebody that's not you. So your own son couldn't play for you. Like Junior could not be on your team, which is not a slight. You know, Deion Sanders' son was actually a solid DB. Like, he just didn't make it to the NFL. Like, but he's looking for himself in recruits. You look at Travis Hunter, he saw himself and he coached himself. Like, that wasn't, oh, this kid and all this other stuff. You got that kid who's already away from his pops. You brought him in. He follows you. You're the greatest. You're the GOAT. Look at their sizes, height, weight, speed. I think he might have been a little bigger than Hunter. You coached yourself. That's the easiest thing to do. I'm the best athlete on the team. I can play both ways. Travis Hunter was Deion Sanders. So in recruiting, you don't want to not coach yourself. When you're looking at the position coach, I'm coaching whatever the coach brings to me. So I think it's going to be interesting. I don't think Southern makes it to the SWAC championship. I'll be honest. Like, I think, and I'm with you, I think they'll win more games than last year, but I'm not high on his first year production. Right. And I'm not saying full year or over the years that he's not going to be successful. What I'm saying is his first year, if Southern gets more than 6 wins, it's a hell of a season. And because I think, and I said this coming in last year about Prairie View, that they were up there, that they were in my 1 or 2. Like, and the only reason I didn't have them as my lockup winner was because it was his first year and I didn't know everything he had. I got Prairie View. What did that thing again? Like, God, just that side of the division or conference. I don't know if Alcorn's got it. I don't have a lot of faith in Texas Southern, but I think they're going to be competitive. I wouldn't be surprised if Texas Southern made a nice run for it. Like the Western Division of that conference is wide open. I think the East is between 3 teams, and I wouldn't sleep on Alabama A&M, and I wouldn't get overly drunk on Alabama State. Like, and with FAMU, I ain't, I'm a little bit of a Kool-Aid sipper, but I'm also one of those people where I think FAMU is going to fly under the radar. I think preseason FAMU starts in either 3 or 4 in the division. I think 1 preseason would be Jackson State, 2 Alabama State, 3 probably Alabama A&M, depending on what Quinn brings in. 4 is Quinn, 5 Cookman, down the line. On the West, I can't tell you what. I don't know. I think PV's obvious 1. After that, it could be Southern or Grambling. Like, it's gonna be interesting to see though. Like, just saying. He also came with NFL quality QB in his son. Thank you. I mean, 2, 3-star prospect. Like, and he has not. Work your way up the ladder means something. So I agree. I don't see them winning more than 6 or 7 games, but I bet they run well. I don't know who else on the schedule. I know they were kind of ragging on Jackson State, but you play who's in front of you, right? And Alabama A&M still has Maynard's DC, so I figure there's slightly better results with a healthy quarterback. It'll be interesting. That's going to be interesting to see what Sam Shea can do. Like, that's going to be a fun team to watch. I'll leave that there, man. All right, y'all. Friday night. Enjoy your Friday night. It is Thursday. Saturday, the guys are out there playing some ball. Full weekend of FAMU sports. Softball opens up. We did extended invitation with Dennis to see if we can get the track coach on. Also going to extend another invitation to Coach Beal and see if we can get her back on. Thank her for coming on prior to the season started. So, shout out to them. And we'll see y'all actually Thursday. Super Bowl Sunday, taking off. If you're a catfish and you get between me and some grease, that's just your fault. So I'll probably do some fried fish fries, just have an old school fish fry for the Super Bowl. I normally do like barbecue, but I'm thinking of fish fry. So, and again, I got the Seahawks winning, but I'm pulling for Terrell Jennings. So, man, but yeah, man, look, I fry the fish, man. I don't play. And Saturday gonna be a long day, boy. It's gonna be all day long. IYK. All right, man. For everybody at HBCU Digital Network, look, me and all of us that are left, right? We definitely sincerely appreciate you for coming out. Like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend. If you haven't already, get ready. Fat Mouth Sports, they still running it up and doing the thing over there. Catch Troy and the crew over there because y'all already know what it's up and what it's always going to be right over here. Fangs Up.
Yeah, baby, you know what time it is. Now let's get it started.
Are you kidding me? Unreal!
While our HBCUs are mostly known for academic rigor, community, they also know how to turn up.
Dorsey,